are most important. Our departments are to be commended for the work that they did in creating opportunities for us to be able to reinvest existing dollars to get a higher impact on our investments. We supported some of the highest priorities in this budget, including funding enrollment growth for Durham Public Schools and charter schools, and an additional dollars that were allocated as of last week to support teacher supplements. The fact is, as one of the top three locally funded, we are one of the top three locally funded school districts. It is my belief that our local per pupil student funding has consistently been kept strong by this Board of Commissioners. Yet, there is a need to determine enrollment growth. And with this allocation, our funding per student increases to $3,108, which still puts us amongst the highest in the state. I'm excited about the upcoming year and the work that we can collectively achieve as we focus on several major policy matters, including conversations on how we address capital budget needs that face Durham Public Schools, county government, and other areas Durham County has historically funded. Operating budget policy matters face our emergency management services, our infrastructure, human services, and approaches needed for a more effective nonprofit allocation strategy. The overarching driver of these policy matters is the Board of County Commissioners' strategic plan, with an expectation that we will manage our operations to achieve results that yield the highest returns on investment. Finally, I want to thank department heads and their staff, the county manager's office team members, and the Budget and Management Services Department for their efforts in getting us to this point. This has been a unique budget season for those particularly in Budget and Management Services and the Strategic Initiatives area, for they've been running a dual process, working to pilot those departments that we are establishing our model for managing for results implementation, and at the same time carrying out this important budget work. So, Mr. Chairman, that concludes my comments. And again, I want to thank the board and the community for their indulgence as we go through this difficult process of trying to allocate these shared resources. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Manager. I want to also just commend and thank the commissioners for their due diligence in helping the staff to shape this budget, and also respecting wishes from our citizens that we try to maintain the line on our spending and particularly raising the taxes. So we've been able to achieve this at this point this year, and I want to commend you for that leadership. I am going to recognize each of you to speak on the budget. Before I do that, we have several persons who are signed up to speak. And actually, this is not a public hearing tonight on this item, but you still have an opportunity to share with the commissioners. I have 28 people who are signed up to speak. So what I'm going to do, in the essence of time, to the agreement, can we all take 1 minute and speak on the budget, please, each person, because we have been through this, and I think we went through this, and actually we have more. So we have, so what we're going to do is just, if we could just be real succinct and to the point and just share with these commissioners, and once again, I think they have really heard all of us, and all of us absent. We've heard exactly what you have shared with us, your concerns, and we do value your concerns, but in the essence of this evening's agenda, I want to honor this if we possibly could. I'm going to first recognize Dr. Jerome Washington, and then I'm going to recognize Holly Jordan, followed by Charlie Reese. If you would take the mic to the left or to the right, and please utilize your time. It would help if after calling the name that you would go ahead and proceed to the mic.
Commissioners, good evening. I stand on behalf of the Interdenominational Ministerial Alliance. I am pastor of Mount Vernon Baptist Church, and I chair the Political Action Committee. My comments are very succinct. The IMA has on its roll 140 pastors and ministers. We're very concerned about what's going to happen with regard to Durham Public Schools, and the long and short of it is we want you to know that we support Durham Public Schools. We have members of our congregation who are part of the school system. Great things are happening there. However, we would like to say we want to see Durham Public Schools do a better job of stewardship when it comes to the resources they have available to them. And we are suggesting that you go forward with your proposal to the school system, but also leave room for negotiations once funding from the state has been provided.
Thank you, Dr. Washington. And I'm going to do this differently. I was informed that we do this by numbers. So, item number 2, speaker number 2, I hope you know your numbers. Number 2, Holly Jordan.
I'm here.
Okay, great.
My name is Holly Jordan. I live at 1104 Fisk Street. I've been a teacher with Durham Public Schools for 9 years, and we've been fighting this fight for a while. And for most of that time, county commissioners have been on the right side, been on the side of the children. And I know it's easy to make excuses now about why we can't be fully on that side anymore. There's a lot of excuses to make, but I think the thing you can't excuse away is that not fully funding this budget hurts our children. This is at the heart. This is not a fight about money or about teachers or about bus drivers. It's about what our children need. And even 33 fewer teachers hurts children. High turnover among underpaid and overworked bus drivers hurts children. And particularly here in Durham, it hurts low-income children and children of color. So the school workers and educators and parents in this room, we're here because we care about fully funding this budget, not for our own sakes, but for the sakes of children. We stand on the side of children, and we vote for people who stand on the side of children. Thank you.
Number 3, followed by number 4 and 5.
Good evening. My name is Charlie Reese. I'm a proud resident of Durham. I'm here tonight to talk to you about the funding level for our Durham Public Schools. On the day that I was born, my parents were 16 and 17 years old, but they worked hard, they graduated from high school, and they taught me the value of good education. I went on to become the very first person in my family to graduate from college. This should be the story of every child in Durham. Our public schools should be the engines of social and economic advancement for working families. That's the promise we make to parents like my parents who put their trust and their children in our public schools. That trust has been shattered by the Republicans in the General Assembly. They have slashed funding for our public schools in favor of tax cuts for the ultra-wealthy. They have told us who they are and what they value. Tonight, members of the County Commission, you will tell the people of Durham who you are and what you value. I'm going to need to vote no on this budget tonight to go back to the drawing board and fully fund our public schools for our community and for our city. Thank you.
Speaker number 4, speaker number 5.
My name is Lisa McCool-Grime. I teach high school mathematics at the Southern School of Energy and Sustainability. My son attends EK Poe. The state is and has consistently been divesting in public education and leaving our public school students with so much less than they truly deserve. We public school teachers, teacher assistants, custodians, cafeteria workers, bus drivers, maintenance workers, parents, and so many other public school supporters are investing in public education with our work, our children, and our lives. We are inviting you tonight to stand on our side with us, send a message to the state about our priorities, vote against funding inhumane treatment of incarcerated individuals, vote against this underfunded school budget, and return to working on a budget that invests in the schools that our students deserve.